Hello, 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 and welcome to another show.
All right.
All right, how we doing there, Bruce, Corey?
Oh,
How's everybody?
we doing okay? Doing all right. How you guys doing?
uh,
So, everybody in the Christmas spirit?
Somewhat.
yeah, I guess I am. I guess I'm in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Wait,
it's
hold on. I gotta go eat dinner. Hold on, no, I'm gonna be
Oh
good.
no.
nah.
Oh
I
wait,
know.
that was last time. No, no, no,
Yeah, I
no,
know
no,
you got a
no.
burger somewhere near you.
No, I just had a steak sub though. Yeah, got to keep my girlish figure. Bruce, you playing with buttons? Zooming in and zooming out. So, what should we do to keep the Christmas spirit? Think of others and not ourselves.
Yeah.
Well,
The spirit of giving, I guess.
some good things.
Yeah, remember the spirit of giving because there's a lot of people out there that's less fortunate than us,
Yeah,
and I believe it's our responsibility to try to give everybody that we can a decent Christmas, even if it's giving a homeless guy a hamburger, you know, whatever it may be. See what I did? I bought a bunch of these big canisters from Walmart
Yeah.
that got like the popcorns and stuff in it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like pass those out to some people and doing my part.
that's good.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do in trying to identify whether or not some of these people are just faking being homeless? That's one that really gets me. Is when you get people are out there hustling just to try and take money away
Mm-hmm.
from people. I really hate that. I don't mind helping the homeless. I got no problem with that part. It's the fakers
Right.
that really upset me.
And they make
Well,
it bad for everybody else. Pretty much.
lately it's been a lot of them out there. It's like just about every block you see
Yeah.
them.
Right.
Some of
But
them,
are they real or are they not fake?
some of them are legit, but some of them are not. Some of them not homeless, but trying to get money to buy alcohol, drugs.
Or just
Some
get
of
over.
them, and some of them be hanging. I seen some hanging around Popeye's Chicken on Lake Avenue. It's pouring out
Okay.
raining, but this person standing right there in the rain, getting soaked, stopping everybody that come out the parking lot. And then they started stopping people going into the parking lot.
Mm.
Wow. So what if somebody
So
from the store ain't come out and said something?
somebody came out said something, but they didn't leave. I was waiting on my food this day, and for some reason they ran out of chicken, so I had to wait.
Yep.
So
Classic Popeyes.
eventually the police came and chased them away. But
Yeah.
all they gonna do go up to another spot, and this person I had went out. I gave them, cause it was Mother's Day. I
Mm.
went out and
Okay.
gave them $20, and after I gave them the twenty
Woo.
bucks, they didn't leave. So then I know what the game was.
But yeah, but what should people do? I mean, should we just go ahead and give up money and say, well, all right, you know,
I I would say let the spirit lead you on that one,
Right.
because we don't want to be judgmental, especially around the holiday season, because there is a
right?
lot of people out there that going through hard times. But like I said, you know, it don't have to be money.
Right.
We might have some old clothing, like me and my wife. We just took a bunch of coats to one of the drop off boxes,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and we try to take them to a place. No, we don't take them to like Goodwill, because Goodwill is going to sell them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
We take it to an organization that's going to give them away.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
we try to do that every winter. We have like a bunch of our hats and gloves and coats that we had that's still in good condition. We pass them on so somebody else can get them.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Every
so
time I get off the expressway right by Goodman, you get off or get on, there's people always over that way that I
Right.
always see. And, sometimes I look at them and go, nah, they're not really home. Because, I try and do simple things like look at their clothing, look at their shoes, you know. And sometimes, you be seeing they're holding on to cigarettes or beers off to the side, sitting down. It's like, nah,
no,
if
yeah,
they could afford to treat themselves, they ain't homeless,
Right. Yeah.
you know.
yeah, if it's beer or something like that, but if it's just, I seen some have like their little McDonald bag and their drinks. You know, maybe somebody dropped it off to them, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
So
as
that's a good
far as
idea, though. Bring them food.
yep, if you hungry, I'll feed you.
Right.
See, I actually put that in one of my songs called "All About Love," where if you see a homeless guy, give him something to eat.
Right.
And it's a verse in there. If you if you see your brother down, lift him up. If you see your sister frown, make her smile. If you see a homeless man on the street, give him something to eat. We have to live our life, on that guideline because that's what Jesus did, and
Right.
that and that's just you know being considerate, having a heart.
Yeah.
Some people don't have a heart. I mean, you got millionaires out there, and they wouldn't give you a dime.
No.
You
No,
know,
they
and
would not.
and I had this not saying that these type of people are greedy, but they tight. I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
a landlord from India, and those Indian people, they wouldn't let me move in this apartment till I had the exact amount. Know how much I was short?
How
18,
much?
18 cents.
Oh, Lord have
Come
mercy.
on.
She wouldn't let me slide 18 cents.
God, that's no, that's bad.
So I
That's
had to
bad.
go. I know I had to go and find some bottles and all that kind of stuff to get the exact amount before they give me the keys.
Wow.
See, that's
Oh,
Wow.
being
that,
that's
that,
kind of like greedy. I mean, come on, 18 cents. I just and the rent was $600 plus I had 600. I mean, for the security too. And the
so yeah,
sad
like
thing, and
1200.
the sad thing about that, a lot of landlords do this.
Yeah.
When you move out, you never get your security back.
They all
True.
gonna come up with something
They
wrong
always
with the
come up with
apartment.
something.
But
Yeah.
Like when
18
we
cents. I mean, I can see 20 cents, but 18, no, that's pushing.
18 cents, yeah. And then when we moved, they didn't give us all our security back. I mean, I could have took it to court and everything. It's a lot of people I could have took to court, but the good book
Yeah.
says we shouldn't sue people.
Really?
Oh yeah, you know what?
I
No,
you sure
yeah,
about that?
yeah, I'm sure about that.
Well, okay, if you say so, Corey, but I gotta
And
see that one.
well, if you pick the Bible up and read it every now and then, you run across it.
But when I grab it,
Okay,
it burns my fingers and then no, I'm just kidding.
did y'all know also in the Bible it talks about any of your debts that you have to be dismissed after 7 years. If anybody owe you or if you owe anybody within 7 years, it have to be swiped, clean
You
sweep.
should let it go, you mean,
No, that
after 7.
no. After 7 years, the debt is gone. That's what the word says. I
Okay.
think so. I think RG&E should know a little bit about that.
Hey, they're not gonna let that go.
Hey, I'm gonna tell them. Hey, it's in the Bible. Y'all gotta let that go.
You know, say,
Hey,
all right,
hey,
you're right.
The reason why I
well,
brought that
they do
up
it for bank
because
robberies, right?
the reason why I brought that up because I had an old RG&E account from since I lived in the city. So it had to been about my daughter is 17. Had to been about 18 years. and
Right,
they finally kind of figure out my wife and me are still living together, and they're gonna try to add my money onto her bill.
Oh.
So I had to straighten that out. No, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? She got her bill.
Yeah.
She paid her bill every month on time.
Right. Yeah.
Don't try to
So
be
they trying to
slick.
add
They try to be
girl
slick.
debt onto hers.
Yeah, they try to be slick.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at it, hey, my debt clean. All my 7 years up debts are clean.
I thought they went up to 10 years now. I thought they changed it.
I'm going by God rule, not theirs.
Oh. Well, they ain't going
Like I
by
said,
God.
you know,
rule
they
then.
did that for
Yep.
for bank robberies. You know, you rob a bank 7 years later, hey, you're clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's in the Bible though.
Well, you said 7 years. I'm
Yeah,
just saying, you know.
But if you notice, a lot of the stuff that our society is set up with, it kind of compatible with the Bible. Think about it. Come on, this mic is.
I know morally people think along those lines, but actuality and actually, you know, looking it up and seeing where it's written, I don't know. Can't think of anything. Can you, Bruce, think of anything that would be like that? Not in the law.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
All right. We are on hold. Yeah, I don't know of anything in the law that's written like that, where it's written similar to what's in the Bible. Except for maybe that one, like I said, it says 7 years. That's actually, maybe that's where they got it from. Maybe, because I always wondered that. Why is it that it's in the law that if you rob a bank or do something like that, bank robbery, after 7 years, it's scot free. You're free. It's okay. They can't arrest you for it.
Oh, really?
Come on, you didn't know that? That's old news. I remember hearing about that back in the 80s. That's old news.
Yeah.
But it only applies to like bank robbery from what I understand. I can't hear you, no. I don't know what he's doing. He's got something hooked up. The mic might have went on his.
Yeah, the mic.
Hair's looking good though, Corey.
It got the wave going on.
Oh, he can hear us. Still can't hear you, sir. Oh, that's why. No, I can't hear it either. Must be something with your controls. That ain't you doing it, right, Bruce?
Ain't me.
I don't know how your controls are set up, Corey. But you can hear us though, right? We cannot hear a word you said, and I am no good at lip reading. But I can try. Oh.
They said your mic is not connected.
Oh, is that what you get in the message?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear us, Bruce? I mean, Corey?
Yeah, I hear you.
Corey, can you hear us? Nod your head if you can hear us.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
All right. So when I was switching mics, it automatically cut the other one off.
Okay.
All right. Back at it. The battery's going down in this, but it should be all right for now.
All right.
Yeah.
If
So-
not, we'll know what's going on.
So with the Christmas spirit,
And when it comes to homeless people, we just gotta take our chances, I guess. You
if
know,
homeless,
hope
like
that
I
they're-
said, if a homeless person needs something to eat or some clothes during the holiday, I'm willing to, you know,
Give them
if
a
I
little
see
bit
a
of
homeless
food.
person and they wear the same size clothes I do, I have clothes that I don't even wear anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food, I got plenty food. They need some food. I can give them some food. But we gotta be careful with, like you said, giving money out to people that claim to be homeless and they're not. So
Right.
Yeah. Might be a better idea just to drive to. Well, I wouldn't drive to Mickey D's after what I've heard about what they do with their food. It was an article I read, and I was like, "Whoa!" They uh, they clean their meat with a lot of really. I'm not going to McDonald's anymore. I'll just put it like
what?
that.
Oh, see, I told you,
They off the menu.
I told you about a couple of weeks ago about that McDonald's when we were discussing that, and you was eating something from McDonald's.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, what you told me ain't the same thing as what I read.
I just said
Both of
they
them
got
weren't
some.
good,
I
but
just said they got some stuff in there you can't identify. I mean,
yeah. Well, now there was a guy who's a chef or something, and he sued McDonald's and won because he said the stuff they're using for their meats and for their food isn't edible,
Oh.
and he won because there's some sort of weird combination of chemicals they use to clean their meat,
Yeah.
and it's like chemicals that you would never even think about ingesting, but for some reason they use it to clean their meat, and it's FDA approved, I guess, because they still that's what they do. And there's a whole there was two different articles I saw, but both of them had that mentioned, and I was like, nope, we're done. I can't even pronounce to you the chemical that they use. It was a long word, if I remember right. It started with an H,
Uh,
and it was just not not that good. But let me see if I can find something. I want to find something here. But anyway, yeah. So for Christmas, don't get anybody a Big Mac. Don't buy the homeless a Big Mac for Christmas. I don't
well,
know how the Whopper compares or any of the Wendy's meat, but don't buy them a Big Mac.
well, uh, it's a lot out there and that gonna be revealed. All the little secrets and all the little things,
yeah.
everything coming to the light, because that's what the word said. During the end, everything's gonna come to the light, and I'm noticing that every day.
Yeah.
You know, certain people that have a certain lifestyle, it's all
Yeah.
coming out. You got, and then it's not, and then it's like some people don't have no shame in their game either. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell
Yeah.
you, you know, everything's coming out. Even on Facebook, you got these people, they smoking blunts and everything right there,
Yeah.
right in front of
Yeah.
the camera.
Well, it's
Right.
legal now, so it ain't no different than if they
It
smoked a
don't
cigarette.
matter. Alcohol legal too, but you're not supposed to be in the car smoking it. I mean, drinking it. And I also see people do that. Put that while they drive in one hand, they lift up a bottle of Hennessy in one hand, drink and drink it while they driving.
Hmm.
I'm like, what? Don't they
Drink
know
and
that?
drive, huh?
Don't they know that Facebook can be used in a courtroom now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they made that law what like 2 years ago.
About what now?
Activity that you do on Facebook could be used in a
And a
court
court of
Can
of
use
law.
law.
against you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone out there eating McDonald's or feeding it to children, if so, you should be aware of this. McDonald's loses the legal battle with chef Jamie Oliver, who proved that the food they sell is not fit to be ingested because it is highly toxic.
Mm.
Sh- Chef Jamie Oliver won a battle against the world's largest junk food chain, Oliver proving how burgers are made. According to Oliver, the fat parts of meat are washed with ammoniac hydrogen and
Oh.
then used in the packaging of the meat cake in parentheses to fill the burger. before the process, before this process, according to the presenter already, this meat was not suitable for human consumption. I guess they use a lot of the same meat that they use for leftover for dog food. Because Oliver, a radical activist chef who has waged war against the food industry, says we're talking about meat that would be sold as dog food, and after this process, it's served to humans.
Mm.
So, in addition to the quality of meat, ammonium acid is harmful to health. Oliver says the process of the pink crap, what sane human being would put a piece of meat soaked in ammonium hydrogen in the mouth of a child?
Oh.
So that I read that and I was like, maybe not. Maybe not.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you can see that. It probably
Well,
not coming out right, but
for a while
yeah, that's
I've
just
been know their meat has some issues, but I know now and then I do. It's I don't know. I believe it's something that attracts people to there because every time I pass by a McDonald's, they got a long line. And
yeah, people want cheap food.
yeah, but I look across the street where my Burger King is, and it's not that many people. And Burger King food is a little cheaper than McDonald's.
No, it's not.
Well, where I live, it is. Well, see, I use coupons, so I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah, without coupons, no.
Burger King give me some real nice deals on these coupons.
Yeah, Burger King, they got really nice coupons out there.
Yeah,
But the thing I've heard is that they use some sort of spray on stuff to make it look like it's a flame broiled burger. But I don't know
have a
how true
question.
that is. That's a rumor.
I have a question that do they even put it on the grill? Because
No.
why do they have the commercial open flame grill? Come on.
I know.
Maybe, the one by my house, I don't think they do because you never see nothing coming out the chimney.
Mm.
It's like they just take it and put it in the microwave. Boom, boom, boom. Oh.
Yeah, because you could see if you stand there making your order and there's some guy behind the line. Boom, boom, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they put it through before they put it in the microwave, but it ends up in a microwave at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with how it's made, though.
Yeah, those are all fast food places. The best one I think might be out there.
What's that?
Not just because I worked there before, but I see how they do it, and that's Wendy's.
Yeah, it tastes real.
Yeah,
It tastes like it's real meat.
By working there, I can say you can get the meat and you put it, and it makes the patties right there, and the patties are not frozen.
Mm.
McDonald's patties come frozen.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I worked there before too. So,
and the reason why Wendy's do it that way because when they have a stage, when you put them on the grill, then you flip them over, and when they're done, if they're not sold by the time you flip them again, it's used to make chili.
Mm.
Oh,
so that's how they don't waste no meat.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
So when did you work at Wendy's, sir?
Oh, gee, I worked at Wendy's twice when I was 19, and I worked at Wendy's in New Mexico when I went down there. So I also worked at 2 McDonald's, and like I said, the McDonald's, the hamburgers, you pop them on the grill frozen.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they don't sell, you throw the hamburger right in the garbage.
Waste.
So it's obvious that McDonald's does not have the Christmas spirit.
Oh yeah, they rather throw food away. I mean, when I worked there, do you know that we threw at least 20 or 30 hamburgers away a night? Wow. And at one time, I asked my supervisor, could I just take this meat, take these burgers home? Nope. If you do, you're gonna be fired.
Yep. Oh yeah, I always used to get that one. I haven't worked there since 1985. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is.
Now the only restaurant I know that let people take stuff home is Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mm.
Because when my cousin worked there, any chicken left over when they closed, the
Yeah.
employees take it home.
Really?
Yeah, so I like that about that. I mean, they not wasting that chicken. Even though some questions about their chicken, their chicken are made from clones.
Come on.
They clone the chicken.
They clone their chicken at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Wow.
So we're
I
not
never even
eating.
heard of the
I
cloning
mean,
process being
oh yeah,
successful like that anywhere.
for animals, it was successful, and Kentucky Fried Chicken had got a contract with whoever that does that. All their chicken is cloned.
Mm.
So we eating cloned chicken. It's real meat. I mean, it's cloned.
That's ooh. And I just had some KFC last night. Thanks, Corey. Thank you, buddy.
It's just the thought of it, huh, Mark?
Yeah. It was like, ooh.
Well,
Although,
what you gotta do when you eat it, don't think about it. Just make sure
yeah,
make sure you're hungry enough to eat it.
yeah. I had some KFC and it was like the chicken was there was one. It was a 4-piece, and one of the pieces of chicken, all of it was dark brown for some reason. I think they just hadn't changed the fryer oil. But one piece that I had, it was so dried on that there was no point in trying to pick even the skin off of it or trying to find any meat. I just set it down in the bags. Leave it alone. But now I got to be careful. Clone chicken, washed meat at
Mark
McDonald's.
will become a vegan in a minute.
No, man, I ain't gonna be. I'm gonna go out, get my gun, go out in the woods and get my own food.
No. What it is people better just start to learn how to eat at home. I've been trying to tell my kids, they like going out these fast food restaurants. No, y'all gonna start eating at home. I got a freezer full of food, cabinets full of food, snack cabinet full. Like my basement is like a mini Walmart.
Yeah.
Well,
he's ready for. He's ready.
Well, I got to get a bigger freezer, and then I go out into the woods, get me 2 deer, have me venison all year
I'm
long.
not about to eat no deer unless I have to.
Well, hey, at least you know that it's
long
safe.
as some meat at the grocery market, that's what I'm gonna be getting. Now, if it comes to a time where we have to live off the land, I'm probably gonna try to find a chicken farm somewhere. or I mean, like my father ate deer meat all the time, but I don't know.
Yeah, my dad taught me how to go out in the woods and get deer, and we went moose hunting. And I had moose meat and deer meat, like them both. I'll go and get some.
Well, my father, he from Maryland too, and he ate because they sell out here. They sell deer meat in the supermarket.
Oh, really?
Right in the freezer with all the other meat.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
but when you're getting it from a supermarket, you don't know what it's been through.
Well, I'd rather get it from the supermarket than off the street.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I'd rather get it from out the woods myself than off the street or the supermarket. But
because there's some hillbillies
it's not
out
as
here.
convenient. So obviously you got to go to market.
There's some hillbillies out here. If they see a deer on the side of the road, they'll go check it. And the guy that I know that does this, he said, long as the body is still warm, it's good. Once the body go cold, that's when bacteria and stuff get in it. So if somebody just hit a deer and you come around in 15 minutes and pick it up, you can take it home and cut it up, freeze it.
Yeah, but certain organs get hit, and there's this.
They
splatter the meat.
Yeah, you got to know how to clean it up.
Yeah,
I know a guy out here. He does it all the time. He even showed me. Yeah, I think he have a truck just to try to hit a deer because he have a light on his truck. He'll shine in the woods, and you can see all the deers. You can see their eyes glowing.
Have you ever tasted any of the meat he's given you?
Nah.
He never gave you none?
He gave me some deer meat. I shot that away.
Oh, but you said it was all right, Corey. You said it was safe.
No, I never said his meat was safe. I don't like deer meat, period.
Oh, really?
But then you got those other kind of people that eat possum too.
Yeah.
And I
I
remember
haven't had that before.
my sister in law ran over a possum right there on Jefferson Avenue,
Yeah.
and these country folks came right out and grabbed it and took it in the house.
Oh
Wow.
man.
A big old fat
Hey,
possum,
hey, if they want to go ahead and have it,
like they said, each his own.
Right.
most definitely.
But if it
Merry
comes to a
Christmas to
fact of,
her.
if it comes to a fact of, if it comes to a fact of life or death, and then I will try some possum and deers. And my father even ate snake. They used to eat snakes too.
Yeah, I think my father had me try. I still don't know. It was either squirrel or bear,
Oh yeah, they eat
and
squirrels too.
yeah, and
Bear, I never heard nobody eating a bear.
yeah, people eat bear. I had one of them, but it was a long time ago. And my father, I asked him, "Well, what is it, squirrel or bear?" And he just smiled and wouldn't tell me. So I said,
Did you
"Okay,
eat it?
you're eating it. I'll eat it." So I ate it. But he's also said that it's all in the cooking, because you have to cook it a certain way. And any game meat, you have to cook it a certain way and cut it up a certain way so that you get the taste right.
Gotta
Otherwise,
know what you're
it'll
doing.
be nasty, bitter, and won't be very good.
Gotta know what
God.
you're doing.
Yeah. So what are you doing for this holiday, Corey? What are you doing for Christmas?
I got work.
Uh,
All right.
Christmas Eve, we opening up our gift. Christmas Day, cooking.
Oh, Christmas Day, you're gonna be okay cooking. Okay.
We open up our gifts after midnight because I don't want nobody waking me up at 6 in the morning. Which I don't have no little kids around here
Daddy,
no more.
daddy.
And and
Oh, you losing stuff,
all
Oh,
man.
my
you got your grandkids.
all my grandkids this year they just getting gift cards, man. Cause
Granddad's too
I used
tired to
to
go out.
I used to buy them toys and everything, but the next month the toy gone.
Wow.
Well, that's kids though.
Yeah, so this time they get a gift card and they can go get what they want. Maybe if they get what they want by giving them a gift card, that make them feel responsible. Maybe they'll be more responsible in keeping that because they feel
Nah.
they got it themselves.
That's all part of being a kid, is not being
No,
responsible.
that's part of being a certain type of kids because I know some kids that I know some grown people that still got their toys that they had when they was kids.
Mm.
Yeah. But when you're a kid, most kids, the average kid, most kids, they're not going to be responsible. But until they get to be older, then they realize what they should have been doing all along.
Well, that's
Right.
the parents' fault. We need to teach kids responsibility at a young age.
Well, I'll
And
agree that kids
because
need to
when they
learn
get
about responsibility, but part of being a kid is learning that, and in the process of
that's
learning
just what
that,
you said,
you are
learning.
irresponsible.
As long as they in the learning mode, eventually they'll be responsible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Learning does take time though.
learning also is on the teacher, it's on the parent, whoever giving that child that information.
Right,
Like I know this Oriental or Asian people, they teach their kids stuff at a real young age.
right.
I went into this Chinese restaurant once, and this little boy must have been about 2 years old.
Mm.
He was reading a encyclopedia that big and knew every single word in it.
Wow.
He ain't even been to school yet.
Yeah.
That's why they smart.
Yeah. And every time he tried to put the book down, they'd say something in Chinese and he'll open the book back up and read it again. You could see he was, because they had him on the counter, back counter, I mean,
Right.
and you could see him falling asleep and he'll wake him back up and then he start reading.
Yep.
And it's making him read it out loud.
My mom used to have me reading the Bible before I went to kindergarten. I would have to. They had like a, because she's a Jehovah's Witness. They had like a kids version of the Bible, and so when I used to go to Kingdom Hall, this used to be over on Vic Park A, way back in the 70s. Well, actually early 70s. actually late 60s. But anyway, I would, they had a downstairs area, and I would go downstairs, and they would have me read stuff to the other kids. It was like, so you could go ahead and do the same as the adults were doing, but you'd be doing it as a kid. So I was learning how to read before I turned 5 and went to kindergarten too.
Well, that's how it
So
should
Mark
be.
you was a junior minister, huh? At Kingdom Hall.
I wouldn't go as far as
Yeah.
minister.
Imagine if every Christian did that to their child at a young age. You know what I'm saying? This world can be a little more different than it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they should put the Bible back in school.
Definitely.
At least give them that option.
Right.
Put it under history. It's history. It's a history book.
One heck of a history book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. The only problem with that is the same problem that they've always had, and it wasn't because of the parents or anything like that or different religions. It's because of the interpretation. Everybody's got their interpretation of it. So like if they put it into school, well, this teacher goes, well, I don't see it quite like that. I see it in this point of view, even though it's the same sentence that everybody else sees. So that would probably pose the
Yeah.
biggest problem.
That's why they got to have qualified teachers to run that class. Can't just have anybody. Got to probably be some type of minister or somebody went to some kind of Bible college to understand.
Yeah, but that's not how the government would work it.
Well, the government should stay out of it.
Now we're talking impossible. Now the government would turn around and say, well, since we can't go ahead and do it this way, we're going to come up with a streamlined way where it encompasses everything right down the middle, and everybody's going to believe the same thing. Yeah, now we start sounding like North Korea. No.
Thing is with that, I think if you think about this, I believe how they said Catholic people helped get Jesus crucified. I think I have a lot to do with when he came here. They seen that he wasn't agreeing with the way they was doing things, and that's why they got upset. Like who he think he is coming here trying to tell us we've been doing this, for decades, for centuries,
right?
And he came and let them know that what they was doing wasn't happening no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like with you. That's like if somebody come to your house, all right, Mark, everything you're doing in this house wrong. You can't do it no more. You're going to get some kind of attitude.
No, I had no problem kicking you out of my house.
Okay, that's an attitude.
No attitude required. Get out.
Putting the Bible back in school is going to conflict with the way that they've been teaching the kids. That's what I think the problem would be.
Yeah.
But it's okay for them to teach Christopher Columbus discovered America.
Yeah, or backwards math.
Yeah, they've been teaching us lies our
right.
whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People from Spain been in this country before Christopher Columbus was even born.
But here's the thing that gets me, and I saw this and I agree with it when I saw it, and I had thought it before, but I kind of said, well, I'm probably the only one that thinks like that. It was this video of this woman from it was an African woman, and it was like a video of her from 1968. She said that white people discovered everything. You don't exist until white people say they discovered you. So they come to Africa, they discovered us, but we've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
So that whole concept of discovering America, that's coming from
that concept reminds me of if a tree fall in the forest, will anybody hear it?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter if nobody hear it. It's going to make a noise.
Yeah.
So people exist. We don't have to be discovered. We exist.
Exactly. But see, the thing is, that whole thing of being discovered, it comes from a point of view of like the Europeans. So the Europeans have actually
Yes,
taken
the
over history.
Europeans. Yeah.
That's Europeans, Caucasians, whatever way you want to phrase it. But all the other groups, Africans, Native Americans, India, Chinese, Japanese, if you look up in history books, they're all being discovered by somebody. But they were there all along, you know what I mean? And
Yeah. See,
that's just from that point of view.
that
Yeah.
brings me to a thing. Okay, are they aliens
Hmm.
or are they
Well, according to the dictionary, they're not from that country, so that makes them alien.
or okay? I'm on a little longer scale than that, but
Okay.
why do they feel they have to discover something? If we go out into space and land on Mars, everything we see and touch, we're gonna say we discovered.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing when we first land on the moon. The
We
first person
discovered
land
it.
and we put the flag down. That means this is ours now. We discovered it.
Yep. And all the other aliens there,
So
they're
where
laying
did
on
that
the ground laughing so hard they can't get up.
They're like, what's wrong with you people?
where did that type of thinking come from?
Europeans. That's what I
Where did
said.
you
It's all Europeans.
yeah, where they come from?
They claim they came from caves and evolved.
Yeah. So
So are they alien? You're saying?
so you could be
Yeah.
partially right. They came from caves, so it's like they've been in those caves so long, so they decide to go out and discover thing and claim it. And when some people then give up to their claim, that's when war started. Because some people fight. You know, you
Right.
can't like you just can't come here and take over this.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody gonna come in my house and take over. Let's It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some bloodshed. But for some reason, while they was in those caves, they must have been there making weapons. So when they went to conquer, they was prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they won a lot of battles. That's why they control a lot that goes on in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the way it is. Because there was, how did this lady, the same lady, I'm trying to find it on my phone, by the way, because she said it very nicely, and it was very accurately. She said the conquerors of the world, whenever they conquer something, that's how they always view it.
Well,
I
they
wish I
are
could remember her
conquerors
name, but
of the world. They go out to conquer.
right, whenever they go
Once they
into a
conquer
land,
something, they claim that they discover it and it belongs to them.
Hmm. Yeah.
well, it's a good thing we discovered it first.
From remembering some history, when they was doing their conquering, it was a group of people they had a hard time with that they couldn't really conquer. And I'm trying to think, it was either the people from India or Asia. It might be Asia
They had a
because
real tough time conquering.
right because it was so many of them. That's why I'm thinking it might be Asian people. But the African people, yep. Not only did we get conquered, we got bribed. Well, the same thing happened back then. The same thing happening right now. People might claim, okay, we're not in slavery. No, we still in slavery. It's a different type of slavery, but we still in slavery because
You mean, you
no
mean
matter what
mentally?
happens, no matter what happens,
Mentally?
mentally, physically, because no matter what happened, they still got control over us. We would have to be really knowledgeable, really smart, like a doctor, lawyer, or some other type of person to even level off with what they can do to you. But as far as ordinary people, we still slavery. We still under slavery. When they started welfare, that's just a new slavery. because what they do, they give you a little bit, but you gotta do exactly what they say.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like when back in the day when social service came out, welfare came out, they used to have people come to your house to make sure nobody lived there with you.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
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 hmm
Yeah.
I never even heard of that one.
Oh yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
make sure you, and if you have anything too nice in your house, they're gonna ask you where you get it from.
Really? I never even
Yeah.
heard anything like that. I thought the only time they ever concerned themselves with, what you got nice or whatever, or what you own was like during tax time.
Okay,
And
well they
that's how
do
they would
that
nail
still,
you. But
but as far as going to people's house anymore, they don't do that. But see what it was because a lot of women had got welfare back in the day because they got kids and the baby daddy not around,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to support a man. So if a woman had a man living with them and they catch that, they can close their case.
Yeah.
hey,
So if they go there and look in the closet and see some man pants hanging up or shoes,
Or
they can close
shoes.
their
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
I found the lady that said that. And let's see, Miriam Makeba. And it's an interview from actor and civil rights activist. It's from 1969. So I'm gonna just play it so you guys can hear it, if you don't mind, because I think it's something good. Hold on.
It's not a long version, is it?
No, I just got to get my phone to work right.
See, that's why if you give this information to Bruce, he can bring it up on the screen.
Oh,
They will
hold
always
on.
write negative things about us. And they
Hold
have
on.
to do. The conqueror writes history. They came, they conquered, and they wrote. Now you don't expect people who came to invade us to write the truth about us. They will always write negative things about us. And they have to do that because they have to justify their invasion. We don't write our history. It has always been handed down to us orally by our elders.
Right.
The white man came and he writes history. In fact, you don't know anything about any place until the white man gets there. Until the white man comes to any place, nothing lives. It's only when he comes and say, "Boof, I've discovered you. Now you exist," which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Which
see
is
on key
ridiculous.
there.
Huh?
Yeah, see on key. I think I heard her speak on something else before too.
Yeah, that was like an interview from 1969. It says, and someone else posted that, and I just went to their website and found it. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting concept because that's how I'm like,
Well, hey,
you know,
when I moved out to the suburbs, I discovered white people.
oh, we gotta have a Corey Douglas Day just like Columbus Day.
That's right.
That's good.
Yeah, that was.
You got to give that one to Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, they use it.
I'm a discoverer.
See,
I moved out to the suburbs and discovered white people.
when mine was out here, I discovered a bank.
Oh, there you go.
Now it belongs to me. But they got to look at it like that. How would they feel if, urban people come out and discover them in their house and just take over it? I used to make a joke with my kids, like we see a big old nice fancy house. Say, hey, let's go in there and just take over the house. Let's just go tell them they gotta leave.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go.
But that's when the popo come in, because that's why they was created, to protect the rich.
Yeah.
But everybody's still in the Christmas spirit. All right, let's talk about this Santa Claus guy. What's he about?
He's a lie.
You're breaking
That's
some
a
little
big
kids' heart
lie.
right now, Bruce. Settle down, young man.
Well, little kids shouldn't be watching this show right now, so they should be in bed.
All right.
They're gonna be going, oh, Mommy, you're Santa Claus.
You hear that guy say that was he's alive?
You know, it's a uh, uh, not a fantasy, but it's a fairy tale. I mean, Santa
Okay.
Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy.
What about that
But
reverse Santa Claus, Krampus?
but the thing is about that is all these things that we tell our kids and do, at one
Yeah.
point they really existed. So at one point there was a Santa Claus.
Yeah, actually, I've read the
I-
story about that where it
Yeah,
started.
I looked at a YouTube thing about it. It shows when I think it was back in I forgot what year, but I think it was in what country was it in?
Norway.
Ireland?
Norway.
Huh? Huh?
It was Norway.
Norway.
Yeah, it was Norwegian, and it was like somewhere like around 1100 or something
Yeah,
like
11
that.
something. Yeah, it was way back.
And what he would do, this guy would I think he was a saint, or they made him a saint or something after that, but he left little presents for people. Back then they had different styles of houses,
Yeah.
and the windows
So-
had all ledges on the outside, and he'd leave presents for people.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got involved with Christ as far as when that practice was happening. And then I have no idea where the heck Rudolph the reindeer came from, but
Well, it reached another country, and back then, the so-called Santa Claus didn't just wear red; he was wearing different colors.
Mm.
He didn't start wearing red until
right.
forgot around the same time Coca-Cola came out,
What?
and they connected Coca-Cola with Santa Claus. That's why he started just wearing red.
I think he started wearing red before that, Corey.
No,
Before, you're
I-
right about
I-
it not being
no,
red
I
in the
just looked at
beginning.
the YouTube thing that was showing you proof on it. I can't.
Okay.
If I find it, I'll bring it up our next show.
All right, that'll be good.
Because
Because I always heard that
it was a
it was
whole
like
series about Santa Claus.
I always heard that it was like that as far as what he was dressed, but the whole red thing came about like closer to the turn of the century kind of thing. But the way he was dressed was always a little bit different originally from like back in Norway or wherever it was in the 1100s. And then after a while, I don't know how they ended up doing the thing about coming down the chimney or all that other stuff, but
All
the
that
dress
stuff,
was
yeah,
always
I don't
different.
really know about all that, but as far as him just wearing red and getting on a sled and reindeers, and when I show you this YouTube research that they did, then you can check it out for yourself, and then you can
All right.
judge it for yourself.
I guess people just kept adding stuff on as the ages went
Well,
by. Because
basically, that's
little
what they were
kids ask,
doing.
"Well, where's Santa Claus from?" Quick think, where's he
Oh,
from?
Saint
Oh,
Nick.
the North Pole. Yeah, because
Yeah,
little Tommy
yeah.
can't get to the North Pole to find out if it's right. Of
And
course,
this
nowadays,
other-
little Tommy
this
get on the
other guy
internet.
from this other guy from another country, they celebrate on a different day, and their Santa Claus is the opposite of other Santa. Their Santa Claus do the opposite, but he come from Spain, so they got a Santa Claus that come from Spain, and he take stuff from the rich and give to the poor. So it's a lot of different
That sounds more like Robin Hood.
yeah, it does, but this is kind of way back before Robin Hood.
Mm.
But that sounds like something that really happened,
Yeah, I can picture that
Yeah.
happening.
Now this Santa Claus they got going on now, and got them all at the malls, and they giving out. For one thing, most people don't have no chimney for you to come down.
Nope.
That should make them think, how Santa Claus get in our house? We don't have no chimney. That's how I used to think when I was growing up.
Okay, I Googled it, not Googled it, but I went on YouTube and I looked, and there's a Santa Claus, the true story. Then there's one by the History Channel. Guess we can go by the History Channel, right?
Yeah.
I hope. The Evolution of Santa Claus, right? Was that
I think that's the
was
one
it
I
this one
looked
here,
at.
Corey? Either of those look familiar?
No,
No.
it wasn't from. I don't think it was from the History Channel. But like I said, if I find it, I can send it to y'all and check out. Because you look on YouTube, you might find over 100 different
Yeah.
explanations for Santa Claus.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got one here from that's supposedly Nordic, the Norse gods. And
Unless you
Santa
type
Santa
in,
Claus and magic mushrooms.
Oh,
okay,
man.
that sounds like somebody getting high right now.
Yeah,
I had
oh,
some
look,
magic mushrooms.
the dark origin of Santa and his elves.
All right, so if I type in,
I typed in origin of Santa Claus.
when did Santa start wearing all red?
According to The Guardian, the tradition of him wearing red began in the 1870s with
See?
the American cartoonist Thomas Nast,
Here?
who introduced the red suit and cap,
Yep.
white fur lining, and buckled black belt.
So it was 1870s. That was long before Coca-Cola.
1870s. I don't know.
I
I'm
thought it was
asking-
earlier than that, but I guess I was wrong on that
Well,
one.
either Coca-Cola got it from him, or they combined it or connected it. But I'm going to see. What year did Coca-Cola come out?
1920.
1886.
See,
According to the
Wow.
Coca-Cola
1886.
Company,
I didn't even know
May
Coca-Cola went back that
1886
far.
John S. Pemberton, a pharmacist in Atlanta, Georgia, created the syrup for
A
Coca-Cola.
pharmacist? A
Yeah.
pharmacist?
Yeah, because
So
they had
they were saying it
cocaine
was
in
real
it.
coke. They were saying it was real coke.
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
Yeah.
But why did they take it out, but people still hooked on it?
Hmm.
I think they still got it in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's called sugar.
Just like I think
New white
McDonald's.
powdery substance.
Just like I think McDonald's uses some type of chemical to make people keep coming back. Just like
They
it was a
probably do.
rumor. Just like it was a rumor with Walmart. Why people were addicted to Walmart had to keep coming because Walmart was putting something in the ventilation system. As soon as you walk through the door, they put something in there that make you want to stay there and spend money. That's the
Really?
that's the only store I go to where I lose control. I'll be looking at this, looking at that, looking at that. I don't have
Yeah.
that vibe when I go to like Kmart. You know what I'm saying?
See, I know something too is that like all the supermarkets, like when you go to Wegmans, when you go to Tops, if you ever notice, they never have a clock because they don't want you to know what time
Oh.
it is or how long you've been in the store.
You see,
And they play all that music so you get relaxed and comfortable and you stay there longer because the longer you stay, the more you
one
have
of
the
their
potential to
tactics.
buy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see,
But
when
I
I
never
work,
heard nothing about no gases though.
well, they're not gonna tell you that.
True.
But you know, when I worked at Walmart, they make you take this class, and they tell you how Walmart got started. He started in his basement,
Yeah.
and what he did, what made him successful, he went to every business and took all the good ideas from them and brought it to his company.
Yep. Sam, what's his name? I can't think of his
Yeah.
last name.
Sam
But his
Walton,
first name-
Sam
That's it.
Walmart.
Sam Walton.
Walton, yeah.
Sam
Yeah.
Walton, yeah.
Yeah, so,
So-
he was, but that was when Walmart was still good as a company and behaving the way it should. It had morals.
Yeah,
Now they just don't give a damn.
Well, Walmart was in their lane, but now they want to do everything. But
Yeah,
they mentioned the thing about the clock because he went to some place and they didn't have a clock, and he thought, oh, people are always looking at the time while they shopping so they can rush. So let's not put no clocks in there. It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same scheme what they have with member stores that used to have the bread and the milk way in the back.
Yeah.
yeah, because they know
So
that
if
people
you go to
gonna
the
get
store for bread
milk.
and milk, you got passed by all this other stuff you can see.
Yep,
And they took that. That's why their bread and milk is way in the back somewhere. So
exactly.
people, he's dead and gone and everything. It's a corporation thing now. So
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff that they do now, he would never have approved of.
now Walmart, no. They know they're selling gas now. Now you can get car insurance from Walmart. I heard.
Car
What?
insurance?
I don't think
Really?
New York State got it. Yeah,
Wow.
and believe me or not, I used to joke about it. One day Walmart gonna start selling cars.
I wouldn't
Man.
doubt it. I mean, I know they sell gas because I've
Yeah.
gotten gas there before because they always underprice it from other places. But the best place, not trying to advertise here though, but the best place I find that has a good price on gas is BJ's.
Yep, I know
But
you're
that's
about to say
only
that.
if, huh?
I know
Yeah,
you're about
you
to say that.
remember, right?
Well, that's
Yeah, be
only
a member.
because yeah, you got to be a
Gotta
member.
be a member.
But that's only because if you get a card and you go in, there's certain things if you buy it, it'll knock 10 cents off per gallon, and you can keep going all the way down to 2 cents if you want. And every item
Yeah.
you buy that's under
The
that
more
tag
more
will
money you
take
spend
10
with
cents
them, you
off
get a break, and yeah,
on the gas. Now, that's a good deal. The next best place I find, and this is important for the holiday season. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh geez, I forgot the name of the place. It's a green gas station. It's right over on West Henry Road across from Coles. What's the name of that gas station there?
Shit. No.
And they have one on the corner of Mount Hope, right
Yeah,
there
I
by
know.
Burger
Yeah, I
King.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. See, this is what
Quickville,
happens when you get old.
Al,
That's
was
it.
it Quickville or
Quickfill.
Al? Yeah.
Quickfill. The next
Quickville.
best place after that is Quickfill. Then after that, they all kind of, I don't know. I think Speedway might be the next best after that, but it's hard to say because
Then
they
it
all
all
start
depends
getting
on where
expensive.
they at too. Because
Yeah.
I went to certain speedways, and in certain areas it was more. And like, say if I drive out to Newark from my house, the farther out I go into the country, the cheaper the gas get.
Right.
Mm.
Like if I go to Quickfill on Mount Hope Avenue, and if you right there on Mount Hope, right near Westfall Road, you go to that Quickfill. But if you drive down Mount Hope Avenue, which turns into West Henrietta Road, and you go outward to the Quickfill right there, your
Yeah.
gas will be a little bit cheaper than if you went to the one on Mount Hope Avenue on the same road,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's how they do
even
it.
though it's the same place.
Yeah.
But it changes residence
So,
because it goes from Rochester to
so people
Henrietta.
out there that's listening, look for that cheaper gas so you can get better gifts.
Yep.
Because let me tell you, before the gas, I used to fill my tank up for $40. And now it's $60.
Mm.
And that's
That's
messed
the other
up.
thing too is when you go to get gas and whatever vehicle you got, when you go to buy a vehicle, it's very important. People always think that it's important to look at the mileage and all this jazz. It's more important to look at the size of the tank because regardless how many miles you got to the gallon, you're going to have to start filling your tank so you can last longer, whether you get a little bit of miles or a lot of miles. So if you got like my car is a Caravan, I got a 20-gallon tank.
Mm.
But then, if you got a different size vehicle, you could have a smaller gas tank. So that means you got to make more trips. So even though you're getting good mileage per gallon, you got to make more trips because your tank is smaller.
How you doing? What you looking at?
The podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's another thing that should be looked at and considered pretty important. You know, my
Well,
voice is a little hoarse. I got to take
a
couple of hauls or something.
Like they had those big old Cadillacs. I mean, they had big 20-gallon tanks, but they suck gas up quick.
Yeah, like a pickup truck that takes up a lot of gas.
Yeah.
Those tanks are huge, but and it does use up a lot of used gas, more so than a car. But it will last. I don't want to say it lasts longer. It's a bigger tank. It holds more. So even though you're getting different mileage, you
The
when you go
problem
to
is
fill
with
it
that
up.
too, though. In the wintertime, people have to sit and let their car heat up, and you're
Yeah.
burning gas down that. So in the summer, you can just get in it and go.
Right.
Like my car, I would have to at least heat it up 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm.
And then if you run it in and out of places, some people like keep their car on and
Yeah.
go into the store. You come back in the warm
I
car.
don't
I don't
ever
got it
do
like that.
No.
I'm not wasting no money like that.
Well, yeah, but even if you got it like that, that's just not like a bright idea to do. especially
it's
during
not.
the holiday season, because that's when the most crimes occur. People trying to,
I think, yeah. If your door
Yeah.
locked,
Steal
somebody
cars.
break your window and take your car.
Yeah.
there's this site that I have on Facebook about crime watchers, and it shows people and what they do, and it catches people on camera going to cars. And what they do is they go up in a driveway, they look around, they try the doors, trying to catch anything that's open. Well,
Yeah,
people do that in
pictures. Yeah,
parking lots too.
yeah,
People do that at gas stations. That's why you should
Yeah.
never leave your car unlocked, because if they
yeah.
don't ransack it, they could just drive off with it and figure out a way to just drive off with it.
And what they doing too now, Christmas time. Most people might put their stuff in the trunk and run into another store. If you don't lock your door, you just got to hit a little button, open up your trunk, they can take all your stuff
Yeah, yeah.
before you even realize it.
So
Especially
there's a
if you
lot
go
of
into
stuff you gotta
Walmart,
do.
because you can
Well,
be in
Walmart,
Walmart for hours.
period. Anything goes out of
Yeah.
Walmart, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you another thing Walmart do. How they have all these cameras. All of
Yeah.
them are not
Yeah.
cameras. People don't know that.
Oh, really?
Some of them are phony cameras.
Yeah, I would believe it.
Yeah. So
I had
that
an
was
experience like that once
that was a
where,
way that they added on doing to make people think that they're being watched.
yeah,
Make them think, well, it's a camera, so I'm not going to steal. But a lot of those cameras don't even have cameras in it.
yeah, I believe it.
They call it dummy camera.
And
Dummy.
yeah, and the reason I know that because I was maintenance at Walmart.
Now
And-
these are the exterior
And
cameras.
and actually security cameras is probably around 6 cameras.
Mm.
They got two in the front looking at the parking lot. They got one in like the pharmacy area, and they got another one that works in the electronic area.
Mm.
So
Now-
so the other cameras you see, besides the ones at the cash registers, those are real. But all the rest of them, they're not.
But now, did you know that they got that? I mean, that might have been a while ago, but they got hidden cameras now, and
They
they
tell
have
you that.
no, they do, because I know someone who found out the hard way. They have hidden cameras in different areas of the shelf, things that don't
Yeah.
look like a camera that's attached to the shelf. Because I know somebody that got picked up because they was they grab a UPC and off of one thing and put it onto another thing, and they caught them because of the fact that they had a camera on the shelf, and
Well,
the camera
That's,
can pick
yeah,
that up.
yeah, they probably do that. I mean, they can put that there. They can move those around the store. It depends
Yeah.
on what items that people been stealing, and then they'll put a camera there.
Well, these are
It's
like,
like-
hidden cameras in between the shelves. So like,
Yeah, the hidden cameras. Yeah,
right,
same.
and they're like
They-
little tiny little things.
Yeah, they little cameras that can be moved in any part of the store. Though
Right.
that's something that security would do. Like even like here, like they was wondering if my neighbors was selling drugs, so
Yeah.
they had hidden cameras outside in the trees,
Mm.
Wow.
and they was
Big
and,
Brother
and
is
pointed
so
at a
wild.
certain house. Yep, and then next thing I know, the people get evicted or something, or whatever happened because they monitor the traffic coming back and forth to their house, and
Oh.
so we are living in a world of cameras. So
Oh yeah. George
They can-
Orwell, 1984. Big Brother's watching.
even
Look
the,
out.
even the camera on this computer, somebody could be watching me now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. They told me to tell you hi, Corey.
And I heard they have them on the smart TVs too.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
I got a
what's up?
message from a friend of mine, and the message started off somewhat normal, and then it went ahead and broke into this, and it was on Messenger, and broke into this thing saying, "Hey, have you ever heard of anything like this with this great insurance?" Or something that was selling. And all of a sudden I realized that, this is probably not my friend and that somebody's hacked his messenger. So
Of
I
course,
asked him
they
a
do
question
that every
that
day.
only my friend would know, which
Right.
was something about my past back in high school, right? You know what his
Uh-huh.
answer was?
What?
Your mom. And it was definitely the wrong answer. And so I don't know what to do with that now. Now what
Well,
do I do?
That's going on a whole lot. People Facebook being hacked left and right.
Yeah, it happened to William's
And
brother too. I had to call him up and
It
let him
happened to
know.
me a whole bunch of times because the people that like one time my daughter's aunt, hers was hacked, and then she came to me, oh, have you heard about the government doing this and that? And they try to get you involved with whatever
Right.
they trying to scheme you with.
They try to
Yeah.
And I
talk to you
said,
like they're their friend.
all right. And I said, oh, if this is such and such, how do you know me?
Right.
And then they paused for a minute. While they paused, they checked out my Facebook page to get some names.
Yep.
Then they came back and I said, oh, well, who am I to them? Then they paused again until I finally said something that they couldn't go back on.
Uh-huh.
I said, so was you there at the family picnic last week? Then they was gone. I ain't hear
Yeah.
nothing from them again.
Yeah, because like I had this one, and it was supposedly William's brother. I don't know if you know William's brother, but
Of course I know William's brother.
well, I'm over here and I'm talking to him on Messenger, and then he started talking about, oh yeah, man, all I gotta do is just do this, and I'm gonna have $50,000. They're gonna drop it off my doorstep. I said, who is this? Because I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I said, well, hold on. So then I went ahead and I actually called his brother on my cell phone.
Uh-huh.
That's a way to get them too.
Yeah, and then I finally got through, and he was actually at work, didn't have any idea what I was talking about.
Wow.
So they actually hack you and have a conversation with you and pretend to be one of your friends. They don't just like,
So-
oh, let me get into your bank account. No, they sit there and talk to you to try and get more info and talk you into stuff.
Yep. So we're gonna have to have a whole segment on that because there's a whole lot going on. I mean, somebody hacked my uncle. He's a retired police officer. Somebody hacked his Facebook account. He probably don't know. They try to friend me, and then they message me. He don't do that, so I already know it wasn't him.
Right.
Yeah, this guy was trying
He's
to go
like
ahead
he's like almost 80 years old. So
Wow.
I know he don't do that
Yeah.
messenger. If
No,
he want
I
to talk
ain't
to you,
him.
he calling you on the phone.
or he's
You know what I'm
coming
saying?
over if he can.
Yeah, he's not gonna do all that kind of stuff, So it's out there. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I just got a text from Sister Cook from the church,
Uh-huh.
and she just put on my phone that there's people hacking accounts,
Yeah.
and this is what she's saying the people are doing. Oh, no, go back. Because I'm like, what? I got a text from her? Where are you at?
Well, while you looking at that,
Yep, she says,
oh, there you go.
hackers are now active on your Facebook account. They spreading pornography and sex videos using your name, and they sending them to your friends. So,
Wow.
yep,
I haven't even heard of that one.
yep, it's right there.
Wow.
Oh, what I'm doing? I can send it to y'all. Y'all can check it out.
Well, the thing I got, this was on Messenger, and it started off like in November. Hello, how are you doing? Then in December, I responded with, I'm okay. Then I don't know how much longer after that, it came up with, that's great. I'm doing good. Glad to hear from you. I'm doing good after my debt and cleared off all my bills. That's a big relief. Wondering
Oh, yeah.
if you've
I
heard
got
about the
some.
new federal government grant program.
I got
And
a
I'm
lot
like-
of those. Yeah,
I'm like,
Well, I just got one of those. Yeah.
yeah, I got those.
then it sends me another message. Have you heard anything about this before? So I sent a message. I said, if this is really you, then who was it that I got into a fight with at school that everyone thinks I had nunchucks? This is something about school that happened a long time ago. So their response was an hour later, your mom,
No.
right? Right? I'm like, okay.
And there's a lot of scammers out there. I don't know why people do. I even get these so-called females that be trying to scam you and get you to give them money. But one of
Yeah.
them was it's a famous movie star. What's her name? Megan. Megan.
Megan Fox?
No, Megan. The same one that I'm not good with their name. Megan. That young girl. She played on a whole bunch of movies. She played
Can you
on
name any?
Yeah. Well, she started playing off the first movie with Samuel Jackson. E Bayou.
Uh,
The
Yeah, I
young
don't know
girls
that
on
song.
there. And then she
I
ended up
don't know
being on
that
a lot of
movie.
other movies.
If you give me
Oh,
the name of a movie,
Megan Good. Megan Good.
Megan Good. I haven't heard of her. I
You
might know her
heard.
by face though.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Anyway, I got her on my Facebook, but it's not really her.
Oh wow.
Megan Good. Yeah, her. I don't even I
Little
can't
more,
even find
little, yeah. Okay. Kind of
too
hard to
much
see.
light.
Yeah.
yeah, too much light. We can look it up. Let's see.
Yeah, just look up and so anyway, she on my Facebook page and she messaged me one day saying that she's in the UK. If I could send her some money because she can't get into her bank account. Like
Wow.
really?
That's
She like
horrible.
Oh,
sent
I got
pictures.
a picture.
Yeah, that's her.
Bruce, you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yours come up better. Yeah. So she was sending me pictures of her on vacation. She claimed to be, and she needed to get back to the United States, but she lost her wallet and didn't some kind of excuse. From if you can just send me $200, and then when I get back, I will come and pay you back personally.
You
I'm
know,
like,
that's funny.
I'm like,
Yeah, really.
I'm like,
Wow, you're
yeah.
gonna get to meet Megan Good. That's awesome.
I'm like, don't you know a lot of famous people with money? And I'm like, you should be sending me some money if you who you say you are.
Right.
I'm stranded in the United States. I need to get out the country.
Tell her to send you a blank check just to prove who she says she is.
Yeah.
You won't try and cash it though.
But this person just kept on trying. So I had to actually let them know, stop playing these games.
Yeah,
Wow.
people will try it, man. They try. They got too much time on their hands. Some of
There
them.
was another one, like somebody from Africa, a woman from Africa. Oh, I want to come to your country. Can you? If you can get me to your country, I'll come and live with you. I'm like, let me check with my wife on that.
She gonna say, heck no.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but that's a
Let
shame
me
that
check with my wife.
that's a shame that this world we live in, there's so many people out there trying to scheme you.
Yeah, it's just people without a
And-
conscience, man.
And the thing is, with that is, it's hard to catch these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like old thieves. You can actually catch an old thief. These thieves you can't catch. And only way the government get involved if they do something against the government.
Can I tell you how that experience with William's brother ended? I ended up going ahead, and while I had that guy on the phone, I'm making up stuff to talk about. I was able to go ahead because it's a smartphone, so you can do other stuff.
Right.
So I actually started calling around, and I got hold of like the FBI. I got hold of all the federal agencies I could because I was like, I got to talk. I finally got a woman, and it was like in Albany, and I think it was I think it was the FBI. It was one of the agencies, and I said, "Look, I got the hacker on the other line. Can you just go ahead? Is there something you could do to get this guy, catch him? Because I hate hackers. I hate them. Can you just go ahead and trace this call or do something?" And they're like, "No, there's nothing that can be done. That's stuff that only happens in the movies, but in real life that can't be done." And I said, "But they're on the other line." I know, but you can't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
like
don't
I
have the
said,
technology.
they're not gonna help. If there was something against them, then they'd do it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They're
I
telling you
know.
they can't do it, but
Or,
they
or
can
some
do it.
public official or
Yeah, if
politician.
it's somebody, right?
Yeah.
If it's something that's public official, or something to do with the government, or trying to
Yeah.
scam the government or hack the government system, they will get you.
Boy, I
But
was
or
mad.
ordinary people like us, they ain't gonna waste their
Nah.
time.
I tell you what, though, if I could, I go all kinds of Rambo on every scammer hacker out. If I could trace where they were, I'm not gonna boom come right. I just go all kinds of Rambo on them. I wouldn't care because they take advantage of everybody and they're just ruthlessly stupid,
Yeah.
ruthless to the point of stupidity. I mean, they instead of trying to go ahead, let me just try and hack maybe like 10 cents off of 1 million people. No, let's just try and hack $1 million or
Well,
100,000 off of some old lady who's got hardly enough to live. That's
And-
just I hate it.
and they're trying. Don't never give them no bank information,
Oh,
Don't
man.
ever give them any kind of information.
no
Right.
information, because I know my banker saying some lady, an older lady, she didn't know, but they got into her bank account. They took $100,000 out of her bank account.
Yep.
Mm.
And
Now,
please-
eventually, the bank they replaced it, but they had
Right.
to go through a whole bunch of red tape.
Yeah.
They never did find the person.
no. And please be aware, and a lot of people aren't. And somebody told me about it, and it made sense. When you see these things on Facebook, and it's like a site, and it'll be asked some sort of question. Hey, remember when you did this when you were young? And simple stuff, and you always put down, oh yeah, I did this when I was 15, or hey, do you remember this back in the day? Those kind of sites.
Yeah.
Those are things fishing for tidbits of information. Every
Ah.
time you put something in, they get a new thing about you. They can find out, oh, hey, did you go to this school? They'll find out what school you went to. Or how many people were born in this state? And they'll find out, all this different from different websites, but they'll collect it and they'll have stuff on you. And when they get enough stuff, they can get enough stuff to find out more information about you through an official agency. Because official agencies require certain information.
Well-
And if they get that, they can use it against you.
Yeah, I mean, there's another one out there too, where they play a game with you. I did this one. They have a whole bunch of J's and a different letter, and say if you can find it. Like if somebody can, if they got a bunch of J's and there's
Right.
one K, said if you can find a K, I'll wire you $2,000 to your account. That's another scam.
Wow.
I almost fell for that because I found the letter real quick, and they said leave a message, so I left a message, found it, and then all of a sudden they pop on my messenger. Did you know that if you give this certain amount of money, you can triple it in one day, and by the end of the month you can have $5,000?
But Corey, you can make so much money, man.
Be like,
Come
no,
on, let's
what?
do it.
You
Come
know what I
on.
typed in? Where my $2,000 at?
Remember that movie Better Off Dead? I want my $2. Yeah, I mean, y'all probably even seen that movie, but it's a movie from the 80s. Newspaper boy doesn't get paid his money, so he starts chasing this guy throughout the whole course of the movie. And then he has all these newspaper guys, other kids, they're all on bikes chasing this one kid throughout the movie.
Yeah,
I want my $2.
Uh,
So that's how
So,
Corey would be with
if
my
anybody-
$2,000.
If anybody listening, be careful on this little things that be popping up on Facebook. We got to realize what Facebook basically is a virtue of life. People put their life on there. It's like if you walk out into the world and you can get mugged, robbed,
Yep.
raped, killed. All that can happen online. People got to be careful. And I think a lot of parents should start paying attention to their kids' pages.
Well, they've been saying that for ages now, ever since the internet's been going on, that they should have people paying attention. Parents should be paying attention to the things the kids are doing on their computers. But now that's
Right.
conflicting with privacy rights for kids. But parents should still be in there
Kids should-
somewhere.
Yeah, that's,
Right.
that's
They
crazy.
have to be.
They don't need no rights. When a child get their rights is when they grown and move out the house. If you're
agree.
responsible for them, you should have a say so of what they're doing.
Exactly.
I mean that's just as stupid as them taking away you can't whoop a kid no more.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Look what happened when that came about. Kids just went wild, crazy.
Wow.
yeah.
They can't be handled, they can't be talked to because
And,
they know they can't be punished.
That they go ahead, they can call the cops and have their parents arrested.
Yeah,
Right.
I had the cops calling me. I had the child protector come to my house. I'm living by what the Lord said. Spirit of rod spoil the child. You lucky I'm using a belt, not a rod.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that rod gonna draw some blood. I mean, what is it?
Oh,
A bunch of little punk kids can't handle getting a whooping. I
Not
got
in this day
whoopings
and
with
age.
belts, Hot Wheel tracks, switches,
Slippers.
twisted up hangers.
yeah.
No, I got shot with slippers. I mean, talking about doing drive-by. My parents used to do hallway buys with that slipper.
Man.
What you say, boy?
Switches, track sets, slippers, and a leather belt.
Out of all of those, I think that switch that stings the most. That brings
Oh.
some blood,
Oh yeah.
especially when you got to go get the weapon that's gonna hit you.
You
Yeah.
want to move, but you
Go out there
don't
and
want
give
to
me that
move.
switch, boy. I'll be out there trying to get the littlest switch. I come back to the house for the little one. You go get me a bigger one.
And you be thinking, no, this can't really be for me. This gotta be for one of the other kids. No, this can't be for me. And you pulling off all of it. No, that ain't for
Got
me.
pull off the leg.
What I do?
Look.
What I do?
The sad part is, if I have to go get a switch for my brother, then I get a big one.
Yo, you ain't right.
You know he's listening, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man.
Yeah, those were days that what taught us how to grow up the way we did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We respect our elders. That's
Yeah.
another thing that's in the good book. Respect your elders
Yeah.
if you want your days to be long on earth. So
Yeah.
why was that in there? If it makes perfectly sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't listen to what your parents saying, you're gonna go out there and do something and get yourself killed.
Right.
Right.
You're gonna go out there and make a mistake and end your life before you have a chance to live. And that's what's going on now. Look at all these
when
young
you think about it,
people dying every day.
But when you think about it, do you remember that there's a spot in the Bible? I know what this is, and I can't quote it, but there's a spot in the Bible where he was this one person was supposed to offer his son to God.
Oh, you talking about Abraham?
Yeah.
Abraham.
Isaac.
But did you notice that there was never any mention as to what his punishment would be for killing his son? And I'm thinking, well, maybe that's the point. Maybe, be obedient to your parents because they have the right to kill you back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, there was never any mention of, hey, Abraham's going to end up going to jail if he's doing this. He's going to have that or, maybe that was the rule. You had the right to kill your kids if you wanted to.
Then, whatever you did to your kids was your business. The law back then didn't involve themselves in that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
so what was it?
They didn't start doing that now. I understand a difference between a child being punished and abused. You know what I'm saying? Mistreated right or being told what to do. That's a difference. And for some reason they don't know how to put one on one side and one on the other side. So they just put them together. You can't spank them. You can't do nothing. You can't hit them with a belt. At one time, they say you can spank them on their hand with your hand, but you can't use a belt. Then they turn around. You can use a belt, but not your hand. What the heck?
It's all because the people that have in the past abused children and used the same tools as those people who were properly punishing children for
that's
their.
What I'm saying. They should have people qualified enough to know the difference. Like if a child come to school and he got cigarette burns all on him, that's
right.
Yeah.
If a child come to school and it look like he been choked or punched, eye black, bruises, that's a bruise. But if a child come to school with belt marks, oh, you just got your butt whooped. Yeah. But in fact, when we went to school, the principal was allowed to whoop you. Remember that?
Yeah, with that big old paddle.
Remember that big old paddle?
Yeah.
I say bring back that paddle, man.
We were, when I went to school, I don't remember anything about getting spanked or whooped at school by teachers. No, they didn't do that. But when I got to be older and I hit junior high in the later 70s, I saw on more than one occasion a teacher grab a student, boom, jack him right up. No problem with that. So I guess that could be the case.
I know I went to the principal office, I think 2 or 3 times, and he pulled that flat paddle out.
Really?
Desk, and he told you bend over and you get a whack.
Oh, yeah, you get a whack.
If you come back a second time, you're going to get whacked twice. You come back a third time, you're going to get whacked 3 times and sent home.
What school was this?
I went to it had to been number 12 school.
Wow. I think my sister went there and my son went there.
And the thing about number 12 school, also, if you get into a fight, and you in a certain gym teacher class, he gonna make you put gloves on and get in the ring.
Really?
Y'all want to fight? Get in the ring.
Oh, I wish that would have been in my school. I'd have loved it. I'd have spent the whole day in the ring.
then at West High School, I had a teacher that he didn't punish you, but he'll make you stand in the corner with your leg up and your hand up. That's torture. The first 2 minutes, you laughing. Then that pain comes. It felt like you lifting up a car and your arm be going down. Oh, put the arm back up.
I know. I had that during kung fu classes. Yeah,
then
where you do a move. Okay, now hold on. Don't move. What's that?
You gotta be on 1 foot too, and you start losing your balance. If you lose your balance, you gotta stay in the corner longer.
We had this one move where you get in a cat stance and both hands come out, and you do like I don't know. It's like this part way with your hand like that on both sides, and then they'd be like, "Okay, freeze," and you got to stand there and hold it, and and it's like, oh man, your shoulders get sore. I know how that feels. That's not fun.
Imagine doing that for. Hold up, did they do that back then to get us in training for putting our hands up for the police? Hey, I had training in school. I can do this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a thing to the madness in this world. It's a lot of secrets that's gonna come out. There's a lot of things that we learn and taught and we see on TV.
Yeah.
It's part of a way of still controlling who we are. And they do use this a lot in music, like a lot of acid rock and a lot of rap. They're using an image to program you, and you don't realize you're being programmed. And that's what years ago commercials used to do that. They probably still do.
What's that? Subliminal messaging?
Yeah. Commercials will do it to make you think of the product they're talking about and make you want to go out and get it. And rappers will do it. They'll put up an image and make you live that image.
Really?
Really.
I haven't heard that one with a rapper before.
Okay.
I mean, I just haven't heard
Do you
about
ever
it
listen to rap?
once in a while.
Okay. What do they have rappers come and do first before you see anybody else do it? Rappers come to the stage wearing their pants down off their butt.
Sagging and all that.
Yeah. Now everybody want to do it. It's not a problem until it reaches a certain neighborhood, and then they want to put an end to it.
Maybe
It's the
so.
same thing. It's the same thing with drugs. Drugs, they've got in a certain area. When it leaves that area and go into good areas, then they want to do something about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that I can
And it
see.
goes back to me saying that slavery is not over. We are still slaves. Not just black people. There's some white people out there that's slaves. So it's not a racial thing. It's a rich-poor thing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
rich
yeah.
people want to keep us in bound in slavery right where they want us to be.
Yeah, but
That's
the
why
definition of rich is narrowing down, and the definition of poor is expanding, because the people that used to be having more are having less, and it's just expanding right now.
So there's too many people out there that living their daily life not knowing they still are slaves to society. And you got to break away from it somehow. It's only one person I know can help you break away from that, and that's the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he break curses. He freed people from slavery, from bondage. He did it with Moses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They was in bondage. People nowadays are in bondage and don't even know it. So,
Well, someday we'll figure it out, right?
but yeah, because the Bible also said, "He that first should be last, and he that last should be first." So, keep your head up. Your day coming.
Hopefully, it's a good day. Speaking of days and things and all, we are way over our normal time.
All right.
So, what should we be thinking about for next week?
So, next week we can get really more in tune with the Christmas spirit and come up with different ideas, or tell people that different stores that have deals. We can research that.
And maybe we can come up with some good ideas for people to get ready for New Year's Eve too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I figure the next one will be for New Year's. But we can
Okay.
start breaking it in with some ideas.
Sure.
Or what you gonna do for New Year's? New Year's is on a Friday, so that's gonna be dangerous because that's the day most people get paid, and they don't have to go to work the next day. It's gonna be a lot of partying out there.
Well, I got to get my bulletproof vest and my bulletproof helmet and my bulletproof glass for my car. And then after that, I should be good.
Well, I might just go to church. That'll be good enough for me.
Right.
I'm going to probably go over William's house on New Year's Eve. That's the plan right now.
What you doing, Mr. Fuller?
I got work.
You got work
hold
Christmas and New Year's?
Oh no.
See, he's got Christmas on the brain right now.
Most likely, I might be in church though. In church.
Because it's gonna be Friday night, so
Yeah. Yeah. Most likely, I'll probably be in church.
Friday
my
night at
plan.
midnight, huh?
I don't go out and party and all that no more. That's gone. That's a past life. But you guys got to remember, we did that quite a bit back in the day. Hitting the
Yeah.
clubs, after parties.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
You too.
Who?
Remember,
Who,
Mark used to go
me?
with me, you, and Keith. Remember, we used to go to that after-hour spot across town.
Yeah. Across town, yeah.
Who used to
Yeah.
do that? I never did that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Then I know me and Bruce would be like every Thursday, Palm Garden, then every Sunday, 127. And we just hit
Yeah.
clubs at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never really did clubs.
And
I did bars. That's about it.
Okay, bar club.
No, I mean like
alcohol there.
non-dancing
Oh.
Yeah, non-dancing bars.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, and that after hour spot over there in Portland, I used to go over there and have to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I just go get in my van till it's time to go to work. Next night,
Wow.
come back there again
Yeah.
until the guy end up giving me a job. Standing at the door.
The doorman, huh?
And I was the doorman.
Well, then we should know all the tricks to get ready for New Year's Eve, and we can finish off talking about Christmas
We
next
tell
week.
people about
and get-
what to look out for, and if you drink too much, don't drive. If they catch you out there, you're going to jail.
All right.
Yeah.
And if you already have a DUI, when I was locked up, a guy was on his third DUI and he got a year. And then they said if he get caught again, he's gonna get 10 years.
Mm.
The thing is, just don't drink and drive.
Call an
Just-
Uber
just
or have
Don't
a
do it.
Designated driver.
designated driver.
Mhm.
See, I was gonna do the Uber thing, but I don't want nobody throwing up in my ride.
Oh, I won't do that, Corey.
And that might end up turning into a homicide.
Oh man.
Call Corey Douglas for your Uber side. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
everybody just gotta be safe. We're gonna stress that out, being safe, Or
Yeah.
tell everybody, don't go to no bars, close all the bars, everybody go to church. How far would that work?
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think I should tell anybody to do something that I wouldn't do.
Oh,
Just saying. I'm saying on New Year's
Oh.
Eve, I wouldn't. I for some people, it might be all right to go to church. They might be all into it, and that's fine. I wouldn't want to go to a church on New Year's Eve. That's just me. So I
That's
wouldn't
your
tell somebody
prerogative.
else to go to church on New
well,
Year's Eve.
that's your prerogative.
But I would tell somebody to go to church any other day of the week. But New Year's Eve is not. It's I don't know. It's just I just
Well,
I don't know.
The last 3 New Year's I spent at home, and
See, that's fine.
we get together and we pray before the countdown,
Sure.
and then we do the countdown together as a family. But that whole night we do play games or family
Yeah.
games. So
See, I could get into doing that. I just couldn't get it. I wouldn't. I would feel out of place trying to do that in a church. It just wouldn't feel. I
What
don't
if the
know.
church-
It's just
what
different.
if the church have some wine?
Well, then I'd really be upset because I'm not going to drink and drive, and I am not. I am too old to be walking home. So
Okay, well, so guys, we put down on the list that we're gonna talk about Christmas and the New Year's.
all right then.
All right.
I'll
Yeah.
send you some things, some advertising things that we can do and put out there to say what we're gonna talk about, and then y'all can approve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, if you cut us off that, I did want to say something real quick, but not online.
All
You want to
right.
shut us
Well,
down here, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm gonna end the show now. Okay.
And everybody. We are still live.